Aw, you're so nice. Here he is. This is Milo Kyle. And he is absolutely precious and perfect in every way. We just love him. Are you waking up? Oh, good morning. Today he is 2 weeks old. And he's ready for a booby pretty soon. Hey, good morning. Good morning, handsome boy. Good morning. Can you show mommy those pretty eyes? Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Milo. He is so perfect. I just love him. Hi, guys. So, Milo is finally here. This is really, really late posting on here because he is 2 weeks old already today. It is insane how fast that went by. So I'm pretty much just gonna give you a quick little briefing on what happened with my labor and everything. And as you've seen at the beginning of the video, you did see Milo. He is such a little cutie. I just love him. He's just beside me here. He's probably going to be wanting to nurse pretty soon, so I'm just going to make this really quick and let you know kind of what happened with everything. So on Monday, November 3rd, I was 41 weeks and 1 day pregnant. That morning at 8 o'clock, I went in to the hospital. I was scheduled to be induced. They started me out with what's called Cervidil, and they used this to start off with because my cervix hadn't changed. I was still at 2 to 3 centimeters dilated, about 60 to 70% effaced, and yeah, things just weren't really looking too favorable to just go ahead with the oxytocin. So they started with Cervidil, and what it is, it's like this, pretty much just looked like a shoelace, and it has medicine that starts contractions and gets things going with your cervix. So they insert that into your cervix, and you just go home with that. So they discharged me after a little bit, and yeah, so and then you just call in every 4 hours to let them know how things are going, and if things are really starting to get going, you don't call and you just go there if you're feeling like labor is starting. So I went home, and every 4 hours I called in. I had pretty regular contractions that started, but they weren't painful. Like, they were painful, but they weren't unmanageable. They were just like a really strong menstrual cramp is what they felt like, and they weren't getting any worse. They kind of were just at a steady pace, and they weren't really, it didn't feel like anything was going anywhere. So that happened all through the night. Then the next morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, I got up to go to the washroom, and as I wiped, there was the Cervidil on my tissue. So it came out. So I phoned the nurse, told her that it came out, and she said, okay, that's just fine. Get some more, a couple hours more sleep. Come back at 8 o'clock. So we went back at 8 o'clock, and the doctor checked me. Nothing had changed, which my contractions stopped almost immediately after the Cervidil came out. So I was feeling very discouraged, so tired because I had broken sleep all through the night before, with contractions. You know, even though they weren't really super strong ones, they were strong enough that I couldn't really get a solid sleep. So I was very tired, and just really discouraged. So the doctor was debating whether to give me the Cervidil again or to go ahead and start the oxytocin, which it's just a medicine that they put in an IV, and it's a lot stronger than the Cervidil. So there was a little bit of hesitation because there was another woman scheduled for induction that morning, and they only like to do one at a time on the oxytocin. And she was overdue too, so it was kind of like, which one should we give it to? But because she hadn't had the Cervidil yet, they went ahead and gave her the Cervidil, and they started me on the oxytocin, so that was great. So they got the IV started at 9 a.m. And things started off, you know, my contractions started. They were pretty manageable, and all of a sudden it was crazy. Like, it was like just snap. They changed to, okay, these really effing hurt right now. And to the point where I couldn't talk anymore. You know, at the beginning I was all talking and, you know, on my phone, on Facebook and all that good stuff, texting people. And then it was like all of a sudden a switch flipped and I just couldn't manage it anymore. I was, you know, like, okay, I want my epidural, you know, this is getting really bad. So they get on the phone, get the guy to come in with the epidural. They checked me. I was 6 centimeters dilated, so definitely in active labor. My contractions were just one after the other, just boom, boom, boom. I got up. I felt like I had to pee, so they disconnected me from the monitors. I got up, went to the washroom, and even then, like, it was so bad. Like, my contractions were just insane. My husband had to be in the bathroom with me, and you know, it was horrible having one while I was sitting on the toilet, and it was brutal. So I get back on the bed. Sorry, this little munchkin is he's getting hungry. Are you getting hungry? Hey? So I get back on the bed, and I'm screaming at the nurses. I feel pressure, really lots of pressure. I feel like I need to push. So they check me again. They say, no, you're 7 centimeters. You're not ready to push yet. And a couple minutes later, I was screaming at them like, it's coming out. It's burning. I need to push. Oh, honey. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm just going to latch him on here quickly. Okay. This little munchkin is just a little breastfeeding machine. He is a monster, which is so awesome. I'm so glad that he's doing so well breastfeeding. Here you go. Here you go. Okay, so I was screaming at them. Like, this is baby number 2 for me, okay? I've been through it. I know what it feels like. I knew that he was coming. I could feel the ring of fire. I could feel him starting to crown. I knew he was coming. So I'm screaming at them. I'm so frustrated that I'm like screaming at the top of my lungs every time a contraction came because I was pushing and I couldn't help it. And I could feel his head right there starting to come out. And thank goodness my doctor arrives. And my mom tells her, like, she needs to push. So she looks and she was like, oh my God, there is no time for an epidural. You are having this baby right now. And she's scrambling to get her gloves on. It was funny now that I think back at it. We laugh at it. Like, she was literally like scrambling to get her gloves on. Like, she got her gloves on. There was no time to get anything set up. You know, like last time they got the little table set up behind me, and, you know, they got the little thing underneath to catch all the liquids and like get that all ready. And there was just no time for anything. She just got her gloves on, and I pushed like 2 to 3 times and he was out. It was so fast. It was insane. Yeah, so we couldn't believe how fast that happened. Like, and that was at 12:09 he was born. So my labor was 3 hours long. Like, it was the fastest. It was so crazy. And then once he was out, they plopped him on my chest, and it was amazing. I got, you know, my little bond with him, and he wasn't crying, which was really bad sign. And so they took him over to the table, and they were trying to get all the gunk out of him and trying to get him to cry, and it just wasn't happening. They had oxygen on him, and he just would not cry. So they had to get an x-ray machine. They went and got an x-ray machine, and a while later, you know, they were still trying to get him to cry. A while later, the doctor came back and told me that she had bad news, that he had a partial collapsed lung and needed to be flown to a city that we have a very good hospital, because I just live in a little town. And so she told me that we had to be flown to Saskatoon, which is 3 hours away from here, and that I may not be able to go because they might not have a bed for me. So I was heartbroken. It's still like really fresh, and I was so like, how does this happen? You have a baby and they're telling you that you might not get to go with him. And at this point, I hadn't even really held him other than when he initially got put on my chest, and I was so heartbroken. And yeah, so finally we got good news that I was able to go. So thank God. I don't know what I would have done if I wouldn't have been able to go. So we flew in the airplane ambulance, and it only took 45 minutes to get there. And they were so awesome. And we stayed in, so that was Tuesday night that we got to the city, and we got released on Friday afternoon. So we were in the hospital for most of the week, and it was, you know, it wasn't how I would have liked things to go at all, but in the end everything worked out. His lung fixed itself, and he was in the NICU for his stay while he was there. So that was quite the experience for my husband and myself to experience having a child in the NICU. It is not fun, and it is heartbreaking to see all those other little tiny babies in there. And it definitely changed us, you know, like it definitely changed our parenting in general, because I'm so much more cautious now, and with germs and stuff. I'm such a germphobe. When people want to come over and hold him or something, I'm like, hey, hand sanitizer. Like, I am crazy with the hand sanitizer. But, you know, especially because he had respiratory issues, we're really cautious on him getting sick now and stuff. So, yeah. But he is doing healthy and so great. He was just weighed yesterday, and his birth weight was 8 pounds 4 ounces, and 2 weeks later, yesterday he was weighed, he is 9 pounds 3 ounces. So he has almost gained a whole pound already. It's insane. I can't believe it. But he is doing so great, and we are just so blessed to have a healthy baby. And yeah, so he's just doing wonderful, and I'm just so happy. Mason is doing amazing. I was so worried about his transition into being a brother and having to share us, and he has shown no jealousy at all. From the minute he's seen him, he has been nothing but hugs and kisses, and he's just been amazing. He's been no jealousy at all. It's been so great, and I feel blessed that he has shown just nothing but love towards his brother, because it makes you know, adjusting for myself for 2 children a lot easier, not having to deal with the jealousy and stuff. Sorry, my throat is really dry. Yeah, so that was our crazy labor and delivery story. And you got to see baby Milo, and we will probably, you know, it's just adjusting to 2 children is crazy. I've been so tired, and, you know, housework and stuff has been crazy trying to get it done with these 2. sorry. Seriously, so dry. So I'm not too sure when I'll do another video, but hopefully soon. I'd like to do a day in the life, especially now that I do have both kids. It's definitely more different than what it was like with just Mason. So stay tuned for a day in the life video. Hopefully within the next couple weeks. We have a baby shower for Milo on Saturday. This Saturday. Today is Tuesday, November 18th, I believe. I think so. I get my days mixed up so bad now. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.